Body language. Is it universal? Regardless of what your native tongue is, there is one other language you also speak, body language. Even though you might not be aware of it, the way you present yourself affects how people understand you and vice versa. Body language is a type of communication in which physical behaviors, as opposed to words, are used to express and convey information. Such behavior includes facial expressions, body posture, gestures, eye movement, touch, and the use of space. The term body language is usually applied in regard to people, but may also be applied to animals. The study of body language is also known as the kinesics. Although body language is an important part of communication, most of it happens without conscious awareness. A wave, a thumbs up. You may think you know what these common gestures signify, but what happens when you wave to a European across the street and he turns to walk the other way? While most Americans interpret a wave as a friendly greeting or goodbye, the same motion is just as likely to communicate the word no in parts of Europe and Latin America. The same dissonance is true of other signals. Designating a peace sign by holding up two fingers with the palm facing inward is inoffensive in most of the world, but it's a vulgar gesture in the Australia and United Kingdom. Looking at these differences, it may feel fairly obvious that body language isn't universal. But while body language isn't universal, the emotions behind it may be. In a study performed by American researcher Paul Ekman, participants from the West African communities and New Guinea were shown a collection of more than 10,000 portraits illustrating different facial expressions. When 90% of participants, regardless of cultural background, identified the same emotions in the photos, Ekman concluded that there were at least 7 universal facial expressions: anger, disgust, fear, surprise, happiness, sadness, and contempt. There is some evidence suggesting that universal expressions might be biologically encoded. Take newborns and blind people as an example. They both use expressions in the same way as adults that have perfect vision. Pain causes facial expressions of anguish. Bitter tastes cause expressions of disgust. But it's only when it comes to the expressions that involve facial muscles and movement of other body parts where things tend to differ depending on cultural settings.